And we are in section 133 still, around verse 29. And they're talking about how the Israel will be gathered in at the last day, and the things will be happening then. And in the barren deserts there shall come forth pools of living water, that the parched ground shall no longer be a thirsty land. I think it's interesting that in many parts of the world, especially in Utah, there has been a lot of places that have been built where it seemed like there was no water because it was in a desert, and then they'd either be able to drill down and get water, or water would be kept in reservoirs and so forth, and used throughout the year, so that we always had the water there. At least to me, that is really quite straightforward. And growing up in Utah, and that it just seemed like we had that. But then we have here where it says, the desert shall come forth pools of living water. Remember that living water is often what the Lord used for his name. And sometimes I think we can take this further and think of actual, not actual, but spiritual barren deserts. People who have not had the gospel in their lives, and when they hear the gospel, it's just they soak it up. I like to think of that, and I've met people like that are just prepared for the gospel. They just haven't had it in their lives, and when they receive it, it's like soaking up this water, this living water in their lives. So that's two ways to look at it. And they shall bring forth their rich treasures unto the children of Ephraim, my servants. And the boundaries of the everlasting hills shall tremble at their presence, and there shall they fall down and be crowned with glory, even in Zion, by the hands of the servants of the Lord, even the children of Ephraim. And they shall be filled with the songs of everlasting joy. I love the way it says this, filled with songs of everlasting joy. And there's that word joy. I think the one thing that is most often is when we're talking about the gospel or the good news, is this word joy. Not just a little bit of happiness. People can find happiness for a short time in lots of things, but joy is something that lasts just longer and is savored more, even after the event. Sometimes you can think back on a joyful occasion and still get that feeling that you had. And I think that's where the songs of everlasting joy is. Behold, this is the blessing of the everlasting God upon the tribes of Israel, and the richer blessing upon the head of Ephraim and his fellows. So, gathering the tribes of Israel is to give these blessings to them. And they also, of the tribe of Judah, after their pain, shall be sanctified in holiness. And as we know, there's been a lot of pain well after this uh, revelation was given, I guess, for the Jews and Judah. And so they'll be sanctified in holiness before the Lord to dwell in his presence day and night forever and ever. And now verily saith the Lord, that those things might be known unto you, O inhabitants of the earth, I have sent forth mine angel flying through the midst of heaven. He hasn't left us alone. He hasn't said, well, figure it out yourself. He has sent the messengers having the everlasting gospel, who hath appeared to some, and hath committed unto man, who shall appear unto many, and dwell that dwell on the earth. So the gospel is going to go out. It's going to, it starts with the angels, and whenever I think angel flying through the midst of heaven, I do think of Angel Moroni or any of the angels we talk about who helped start. I'm really sorry about the yawning, but I do it a lot more now that since I've been in hospital. I'm not in hospital right now, if you need to know, but since October, it just seems that I have to yawn more. Just to let you know, but I think this is just telling us that the everlasting gospel is coming forth. It has come forth, and angels have appeared to people, to committed unto many, who shall appear unto many. And it first time I read that, I was thinking the angels are going to appear to many, which is true, but also they have committed unto men, who shall appear unto many. We have the opportunity to talk to our friends, our neighbors, and so forth about the gospel. We get to appear unto many that dwell on the earth, and the Holy Ghost can be with us as we do that, as we preach the gospel. And this gospel shall be preached unto every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And that's what's happening today. And the servants of God shall go forth, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and sea and fountains of water. Calling upon the name of the Lord day and night, saying, Oh, thou wouldest rend the heavens, that thou wouldest come down, that the mountains might flow down at thy presence. And it shall be answered upon their heads, for the presence of the Lord shall be as the melting fire that burneth, and as the fire which causeth the waters to boil. O Lord, thou shalt come down to make thy name known to thine adversaries, and all the nations shall tremble at thy presence. So here we have, again, talking about how we're going to get to the second coming, but also alluding to the second coming, that one day the Lord will come and answer the prayers of all these people, from Joseph Smith and on down to today, that wants the Lord to come. But they do this by preaching the gospel and sharing the gospel and going forth and helping each other out. And I hope as you go throughout this day that you'll be able to rend the mountains that they might flow down at thy presence. No, sorry. I mean, you will be able to share with people what you know in the gospel and grow more in the gospel. And I hope you can do this, and I'll see you tomorrow.